Okay.
Shoot.
All right. So, how long have you been with the band?
October will start my 8th year with the band. Yeah, October of '07. I got the tour, my first tour, and then I think around '09 I was sworn in. I had to give some blood, and they made me say, "Don't go anywhere. You're gonna stay with us." Yeah.
You know, for those who are going to be viewing who don't know who you each are,
I am
tell us who you each are.
Ray Luzier, lead drummerist of Korn.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
And you are?
I am James, Mr. Munky Shaffer. Guitar.
Guitar stage left.
One at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Did you guys get a chance to take in your surroundings that you've been in Scranton today?
I mean, this actually is one of my one of my favorite venues because you're just out in the middle of nowhere.
It's awesome, yeah.
Good.
The trees. I'm from Pittsburgh, so
right.
I'm only 5 hours
Yeah,
from here where I grew up. Yeah,
in a way.
totally. Yeah, we played Burgettstown, a little bit closer than this, but yeah, I mean it's green. You know, it's awesome. The air is great.
It really reminds me of a venue in Europe. Like this could be, I felt like I'm in Europe, like a lot of European festivals. Yeah, have venues like out in the middle of a German forest somewhere or Switzerland or something.
Yep.
It's really cool.
So you guys, I mean, every day it's a different city, a different audience. Everything's different every single day for you. But has there been any one constant every time you step off the tour bus or when you get up on stage or whatever? What's the one constant?
Yeah, we hear the same bands every day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's awesome seeing the crowd. You know, there's people that have seen us 47 times, and sometimes it's their first show. And it's obviously it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here. You know, so it's super important. But I don't know about constant. We just try to get in our routine and
really get into something that's like, you wake up. There's certain things you do. Have some coffee. Kind of figure out where everything is. Figure out where the shower, and the bathroom, and the dressing room is.
We're like 12-year-olds when we get up because we don't know. There's no one, you just kind of like wander off.
Get off the bus and you're like, where's everything?
Right.
Where's the food?
Now, geographically, you guys have been all over the country. You're going all over the country. Do you find that you have to find a different way every day to connect with your audience? Is every audience different to you, or do you get a different vibe?
Every audience is different, and that's the beauty of it. Because a lot, like Ray said, there's some people that've seen us many times, and some that have only seen us this is their first time. So, we're playing the same songs, and we try to remember that, and it helps fuel us with energy to, thank you.
So how do you keep it fresh for yourselves?
I mean, reminding ourselves that, hey, there might be somebody in the audience that's never seen us.
Yeah.
You want them to come back. It's just like...
You want them to be like, wow, like that, what an experience, And that's important, you want to... And there's times when we're freaking tired, or we're like jet lagged, or we're like, oh god, but like when you get up there, they don't give a crap. The audience doesn't care what kind of day we had.
They've been waiting for weeks, for the show and looking forward to it.
And we understand it. We're still fans ourselves. With music, we go see a lot of bands. We buy stuff, and buy, B-U-Y, buy the record, and it's just it's. You never get, this is Korn's 20th year. I've been touring over 20 years myself, and it's like it never gets old. It's like we're still excited to play. We're still like, we're hungry for it, A lot of people, when you get 40 plus, whatever we are, some people get burnt.
Well, you know what? It's like being up there keeps us excited about, seeing the reaction of the fans, and keeps us going. And also, there's always a downside, like we miss our families, but we do what we love, and seeing and meeting some of the fans at meet and greets, I think, in them telling us like, you saved our life, you saved my life, you helped me get through, high school. I hear high school a lot. Yeah. And, because it's just a weird mishmash of, who am I kind of feelings that you go through when teenagers turn to music. I know I did, and it helped me. So that's hearing and seeing meeting those people like we did today at the meet and greet was man, it feels good.
It's so much more powerful than we are individually. Like the whole thing, the force together makes it this thing that's like, it's way more powerful. Music's it's not underestimated because people know how powerful it is, but some people don't realize how much it affects your lives, you know. Like that's why a great soundtrack for a movie makes or breaks that film, because has everything to do with the flow of it, and it's the same with out here. I mean, you see people in the audience and they're in it, they're gritting their teeth, and it's about that moment, you know. That moment can never be reproduced again. You can film it on DVD, but it's all about that back and forth, you know, communication with the audience that's so huge, you know.
Can you guys give us a little background on the decision to do a, I guess, tour release of the most recent album through Best Buy?
Well, last year we released the Paradigm Shift, and you know, it'd been out a few months, and we kind of there were some songs that were left over from that recording. We wanted to have Jonathan go back in and write some lyrics to some of the songs that he didn't have time to. So those turned out really good, and we're like, well, we have those, and maybe we could put some live tracks and do a world edition and sort of breathe some new life into it. And you know, we want to have something when we're out on the road that's fresh for people to buy, and it's all about marketing, baby.
Cool. Now, Ray, how do you go about balancing your time with Korn and then the band that you're wearing on your shirt there?
Yeah, we was just talking about this.
Self-promotion right here. No, I'm not in that band, everybody. What are you? No. Well, we all have side things, you know. It keeps us growing musically, and we all have so much music in us, and I think it's important that we do what we need to do on the side, and just to keep being creative. And George and Doug and I have spoke a while back about doing my son's first birthday party. They were all hanging out, and we've been talking about doing a record for years, and it's just hard because everyone's schedules are obviously to make it happen. Korn's so busy, we never really have a touring cycle. We're touring all year round. We just take little breaks, and so, you know, I'm a huge fan of Fear in the Nervous System, James' side band, and like, you only did a handful of shows, and it's hard for, like, of course there's a demand for KXM. I'm getting phone calls left and right, but it's really hard. Like, we have 5 weeks or so coming up, we're off. But the last thing we want to do after a massive tour like this is jump in another thing and go. It's just, so I don't know. I mean, we hope to get some shows out of before the end of the year, but you know, we'll see. Right now we're just making videos and trying to promote it, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That also makes it
Everybody's going.
When they started, it's really loud.
Yeah.
I know. Munky, what about you? Have you seen anybody on this tour that you've become a big fan of?
This band right here, Trivium, they've really impressed me with their songs, the way they engage the audience. Also, just they're super tight and professional. They get up there, they're really focused, and it's inspiring to see. I don't know, it's inspiring to see a band that's, you know, I guess they've been around for a few years, but just to see that level of commitment is inspiring for me, because I remember, you know, I was a mess. I still am a little bit of a mess, but at least, like, I don't wake up hungover. Yeah. But these guys are really good. They got their shit together.
That's awesome. Like, I spent 3 hours over there today on the side stages. I've never been over that long, the whole tour. Watching like Islander going into Mushroom Head, going into Miss May I there's a lot of like hungry musicians over there. And they all have their own thing. It's kind of crazy. But I'm a fan of a lot of those bands. A lot of times I'm like, oh God, I can't stand this, and I gotta run away. But they all have something about them. You know, there's not just a bunch of screaming metal. You know, like Islander has very much a melodic sense. They're kind of like a Deftones meets POD in a more angrier way. And the Mushroom Head is doing what they've been doing for years. I'm a new fan of Immure, that band. Wow, they're not messing around. Like, but it's a bouncy kind of metal. It's not just screaming your head off to be pissed. It's like, what can you do? There's so many heavy bands out there. Where can you go? You know, it's like, how far can you tune down your guitars, and how fast can you play blast beats? And, you know, it's like, but there's something. This tour's a really good package. You know, it's been the most refreshing for me personally in many tours. You know, so.
Do you guys find that the audiences are different when you play like a festival tour versus just a straight up like here concert tour and that's it?
It depends, because I think, you know, it depends on the venue, and you know, there's also unfortunately, there's a ticket price difference in where you are located in the crowd, and there's sort of a price kind of separation. Always looks like they're having tons of fun out on the lawn because of a general admission, and that's what I prefer. I prefer a general admission crowd where everybody's mushed together, and you know, that's when you get the best results, and the passionate fans get all moved up front, and those are usually a great, you know, but you have to kind of connect with those people in the back some way, and then remember they're there, you know, because what you see really is in front of you. You probably see them.
I do. I got a good view.
You got a good view.
And you're right. They're always having a party up there. They don't give a shit. It's like they're like in it, and like they're dancing around and moshing. And there's even that sound delay from our speakers to their ears. But and it's weird because certain people are here to see Avenged. Some people will only here to see us. There's only maybe there's only a Trivium. So it's like you're not playing to your crowd per se. So you're trying to win over maybe someone that really didn't care for your band or wasn't that highly interested in them. All of a sudden they're walking away going, whoa, that was better than I thought. We hope that, So that's a whole other thing too. When it's just our crowd, just a Korn crowd, and there's a bunch of openers, then we know it's kind of our night, and it's, I don't know if it changes your thinking much, but
probably.
Does it make you work harder?
It does. I think it makes us work harder.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's people.
You realize you wanted to do this with your life. You wanted to do this with your life. Be a musician.
At a very young age. I'm from Pittsburgh, a small town, and I knew at like 12, 13 that I'd be doing this the rest of my life. Like,
is there someone you heard that made you think, I want to do that? I want to be just like that person.
From Van Halen to Kiss to Zeppelin to Rush, everything would come on the radio, and like I just play drums to it, and you'd go like, I want to do this, but most people don't even know when they graduate from high school what they're going to do yet. They'll take general college classes or whatever. When you're like kind of lifer musicians like us, and it's kind of scary when you know at a very young age you'll be doing this till you die. It's like a weird thing, We're very fortunate to do what we love to do,
If you could, what would you be doing? Any idea?
I would say I would still be working in or around a studio, like engineering or something music related. Whether it's either just I don't know, building guitars or
it would have to be something.
I would have to be like some sort of musical production.
Years ago, I started really thought I was getting into engineering because I have decent ears to mix and decent ears to find frequencies. But then when Pro Tools kicked in and all these, it got overwhelming for me, and I got kind of lazy with it, and I didn't want to learn all the systems. But same thing. I'd be wanting to mix records or be a buttland, something. Thanks so much, you guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Have fun tonight.